We start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second day of Booking Manager Summit and the second panel that we will have this year and the last one that we will have this year. Today's panel is with agencies. Yesterday we had charter operators, fleets, and today we have agencies with us. My name is Martina, and I will now present you our agenda. Agenda is simple, panelist discussion and Q&A. You can, of course, always, and you are very invited and very welcome to ask questions, to join the conversation with our panelists. Panelists are Goran Ugrinić from Instant Sailing from Croatia, Ioannis Savvidis from Zizoo, Germany, and Anne Vries from Tabor, Netherlands. Welcome, guys. I hope we will have a good time, and I hope you are ready for constructive panel. I will present you now the topics. We will have today 5 topics that we partly may be discussed over these 2 days already, but not during a global and big panel. So topics are reviews, agency commissions, online booking, standardization, and options. We will start with the easy one. Reviews. We've mentioned them in past 2 days several times. So I need your opinion as agencies. From agencies, I didn't hear much negative or much positive. It was, okay, it's okay, about reviews. So do you find them useful? Do you find them easy to trust? Or not? What do you think? Who wants to start? It's on.
Yeah? Can you hear me?
No, you need to switch it on. It's on, but we cannot hear you, but it's fine.
Hello?
No. Try the blue one. Maybe this one doesn't match your shirt, so.
Now it's better?
Nah.
Now?
No. We have technical difficulties, but our best people are working on it. Best people, please join.
Magic button. I think for me personally, for my company, it's very interesting with the reviews. Especially we are growing now, so we have new people in the office, so they can find what is good and not good. If the reviews are correct, of course, because if somebody had just a bad day and with the charter company gives them like a 0 or 1, that's not objective, of course. But I think for new people who arrive in the market, it's interesting and also good to make decision about the quality of their new partners, because I'm trying to be at every boat show and you see me everywhere, but I'm not able to check everybody personally. So sometimes you have a new request in Caribbean from a company you don't know. Now it's happening in Facebook groups, which are semi-professional. So
Yeah.
I think if you have real reviews, it works better.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I would like to say that we shouldn't be afraid of reviews, right? Reviews is the most powerful tool we can have in our industry to learn how to become better, how the customers feel about our services, what they liked, what they didn't like. Sometimes we might not agree, but let's face it, it's our customer, right? We have to hear this person. Next to it is a great opportunity to reward businesses, right? If you do a great service and you have great reviews, that also allows you to even profit out of it with the pricing and so on. Even a business without good reviews, that's also an opportunity there, because potentially there is a gap in the operations that needs to be fixed and at the end offer a greater future. Useful or not, I would say not only useful but powerful.
Thank you.
Hi guys. Reviews, we are talking about the charter reviews, yes?
Reviews.
Agency reviewing charters, companies.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword actually, because there will be time when the first reaction of the charter companies, we were talking with them,
Yep.
and the first reaction was, okay, then we want the possibility to grade
agents.
agencies, yes. It is a good thing, but maybe not on a boat level, because boat is not important in business to business. Mostly we have problems with entire base somewhere from the charter companies. So the state of the boat is not in question, because clients have all sorts of claims, and sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not true. Some clients want just to take money and something like that. But when usually entire base have some kind of attitude or bad dealing with claims, then it's a problem for each and every agent. It's not a single problem, and something needs to be changed. Reviews are a bad thing to do this, because it would be best if we can deal with it one-to-one, agency and the charter company, but actually it's the only good solution for now. So basically...
Yeah, but basically, if you review a boat, which is old but well maintained, this can bring a booking to the charter company that's maybe not rated yet.
No, but the old boat is not important. The maintenance is important. So everything comes to the base level.
Yes, but at first glance, if you see the boat 2002,
yeah,
without
but,
reviews,
as an
will you book it?
agency, you can sell all boats. It's not
Yeah.
a problem. Well-maintained boat has its market.
Yeah.
So you sell it as an old, well-maintained boat.
How will you know it's well maintained if you don't have a review?
By experience now.
Ah, okay.
A review is okay. But again, we are talking about the base manager, we are talking about the mechanics, we are talking about the staff on the reception. So the state of the boat is actually the state of the base.
I
The state of the oldest boat is actually the state of the base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great point, but nowadays we have I counted 200 companies, one boat. They don't have a base manager. I mean, they have one person for everything, and you don't know him, I don't know him. And for these companies, I think it's beneficial to have anything, like any review, right?
Yeah, but when you put it like that, they have one boat, and they have 20 bookings first year. And they have, because they don't know how to do business to business, they don't really know.
Yeah,
They just
they're
started
learning,
using the MMK, or they don't have the knowledge in business to business relationship. And it's a problem for them. If they want to learn, they have an entire year of bad reviews from the agencies. Just simply because they don't know how to work. You know?
That's why we have a minimum of 5 reviews, not to show immediately everything bad, but to see really the real result. Okay, would you book a boat? Would you rather book a boat that is from a charter company you well known? There are 50, 60, 100, 200 boats, whatever, you know them, they have no reviews, or a small company with great reviews, and why?
I can start, I have the microphone. I will go with the option B.
B.
Because there's a confirmation for several customers that the experience was great, the boat was there, and I'm also a customer, so more or less I'm a peer over there, so I will trust my peer. And despite the fact if the other charter is more branded or whatever, still I will go with the reviews. And actually here it's a good example with the movies.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we see a blockbuster movie and then you go on IMDb and you see 5 out of 10 and you say, oh gosh, how bad is that now? And then you see a B movie rated with 9 out of 10 and that's great and you go and watch it with a great pleasure, right?
Yeah.
So similar stuff here.
Okay, thank you. Others? B, A?
The question was if you would book with a small company with reviews? Or?
Yeah, would you rather book a big company that you know, but they have no ratings, you know them personally, you don't know every boat, or small anonymous company you don't know, but you read good reviews, or bad but fixed, or whatever, you read reviews?
I would never book any boat with any company I don't know, so
oh my God.
We don't do that. So at least we speak with them once or twice personally. We were not going to book a boat with a company which we don't know.
And if you met them at Meet New Fleets online event?
Then maybe yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Sit. Excellent.
Just one more, if I can. Yeah, we would rather book a boat where we know who is the person responsible behind it. So basically, if there is a claim, we would like to know first and last name of the person responsible, who we can contact. So it's not a problem of the size of the charter
Yep.
company, but rather personnel again.
Okay.
Yeah.
People, face, and...
The structure of the company, actually.
Thank you. We have a question from online.
We have a comment from Jackie that first says, hello to all the great panelists,
Hi, Jackie.
and then says, I think it is important for both sides to benefit from the reviews, meaning if there is a bad one, then it is a nice opportunity to change and improve, and please, whoever makes a review, please be true.
Please? Be true.
Be true, that the review must be true.
Yeah, we agree. Okay, good. We're moving forward to the next topic. It's not that easy as the first one. Agency commissions. So if you ask a charter company, they will say, most of them, they will say, commissions are too high. You cannot get 20% commission in any other industry, this is too high. If you ask agents, they will say, nah, it's too low, we work hard for this and it's too low. Where is the truth? And could agents really work better, harder, whatever, in order to prepare guests for coming to the charter base better? What do you think?
Seems I have the microphone again. I don't know why. There is a bit of conspiracy. in this
Middle
panel.
seat is middle seat.
Look, it has to be a win-win, simple as it is, right? And there is, if we play the game is too high, too low, it's like the chicken and egg. It has to be a well-deserved win-win. And to the second part of the question, I believe that the agency has to provide a great knowledge to the customer of what's going to happen after the booking comes in. It's been mentioned also yesterday to the charters panel that it is our job to educate the customer that what will they face in the marina, where they have to go, how is it, what means also yachting if you've never done it before. Prepare the customer for the charter, because if we give the right preparation, first we will make the charter's lives easier, and if the charter delivers a great service, then the whole experience end-to-end is going to be so good that this customer not only will come back, but also he will bring the 5 of his neighbors. Commissions, if an agency does a fair job, they have to be rewarded. If an agency doesn't do a good job, I wouldn't say to negotiate with it, but rather challenge if that's the right agency to work with. The margins are margins, and the agencies need this to survive and also to grow the business, our business. There, it's only about the quality of service and say, okay, agency A, good, agency B, nah, we leave it on the side for a moment.
Thank you. Goran, obviously. Anne, okay.
Yeah, I have to lower, of course not, that's not an option. But I think if you communicate very well with the agent, if you're unhappy, don't get frustrated, just communicate immediately, because that helps the best. If you start frustrating both sides, then probably we'll get no bookings because everybody's not talking with each other. So I think if you communicate, immediately tell the agent or the charter company, okay, I'm unhappy with the situation, I need more information, or you have to respond better. Or, for example, we had problems with commission invoices, which repeatedly went wrong, and then we talked with 5 companies, and eventually we found a solution. So if you talk with each other more, then you get better solutions. And then I think it's also a fair share with each other. If it's 15 or 20, you can discuss about it, but it depends a little bit on which country you're based.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay. Goran, maybe you can try the second one. Maybe it's working, huh? No? Samo ga moraš stisnuti.
Working now?
Da,
Oh, okay.
It's easier.
Let me give you an example, the simple example. So we will all agree that an agency that does between 500 and 1,000 bookings is a rather large agency, yes? The simple example of that, in Croatia you have around 450 charter companies, yes?
Yes.
So how many bookings can we do in one charter company? Some big agencies can do only one booking in each charter company. So basically, to lower the commission, depending on the number of bookings, is wrong. Because you are actually, if you are a large agency and you decrease the commission, we will not work with you, neither now, neither in the future.
Of course.
You understand?
Yeah.
So basically, the example is, it's not a one-way street. It's not a decision
Yeah.
that you can make from one side.
Yeah.
It can be talked.
Of course.
I mean, we all have, there is like 10, 15 big agencies.
Yeah.
So if you are a charter company, you can call each of them and say, listen, we need to do it because of this, because of this.
Yeah. Communication. Yeah.
Here the,
How do you prepare your guests for coming to the charter base? I remember when I started in charter 13 years ago, there was one agent. I remember him, Tim Anderson. His guests were coming to the base with a book. And inside there was everything: where to park, where to eat, where to sail, what to do, who is the base manager, who to call, hotline number, everything. I don't know, does anybody do that anymore? How do you prepare your guests? Or do you just send them?
we actually prepare the guest. The guest is ours from the first email or telephone call
Yeah.
to after his charter is finished. So basically, we are in constant contact with them. I was talking today with some of the guys, and I told them, like, each client requires, in average, 20 emails and 5 phone calls.
Yeah.
Each client. So it's about, right, some of them
Yeah. This
lower
is an
numbers,
average. Yeah.
This is an average. It takes a lot of work to prepare everyone. And it's not, it's a bit problematic because some of the clients, no matter how you prepare them, no matter of the base info, no matter of all the documentation, they don't want to read it. And they are calling you, the funniest example ever, the client was calling from one of the charter bases in Croatia, my colleague, and he asked, listen, I'm on the ramp in the marina, which button do I need to press? And we have like 40, 50 check-ins each Saturday. And we need to know which button to press in each marina to drive in the marina. I mean, that's the...
Was it a she?
No, it's not. No, it
It's
wasn't.
a he, huh?
It's a he, actually.
Men don't read
the
instructions,
older
you
guy,
know?
but
Yeah, men,
this
yeah.
happens. These things happen, so...
From us, the post-booking journey is very important. And actually this year we put a lot of efforts on that. First of all, we have processes end-to-end from the second a request comes in until the second they go, not out of the boat, but at home safe. Especially after the booking, what we try to do, we try to tell them what are the next steps, that they need to be a little bit quick with all the information the charter requires, such as crew lists, potentially the sailing licenses, to be sure that there are no surprises. Not now, but mainly for bookings that's last minute, that needs to be very fast. And then we go and update them a lot on marina informations. Hey, this is the marina, these are things to do around it. Some of them, they might come a bit earlier, so we give them some alternatives. And of course, give them some hints on what is the boat about, stuff to do, and so on. And from great surprise, I have to tell you this, is that last summer we ran the project in Alimos in Greece, where we literally had 2 hostesses to welcome our guests. And because we wanted to understand how we can improve our post-booking service and help also our partners. It's very interesting that some of the customers, they had not even a clue from where they booked, right? And they didn't actually read anything, yeah, the completely gypsy situation. Nevertheless, it's an ongoing battle, it's an ongoing effort. From our point of view, it's, again, we need the help of charters. Together we can do it. We have to educate the customers, and at the end to arrive at the marina, pick up the boat, have a great sailing experience, and that's it.
We have questions from the audience. First, we will
Hello?
hear Anne, and then we will have questions. The second.
Now it's on. I think,
Yes.
Yeah, we do a lot of standard stuff like so voucher with information sending about the base manager and stuff. We try to ask the charter companies every month if there are any changes in your base manager, especially in Alimos. There's a lot of changes now because it's still a big mess in this marina.
Yeah.
For Croatia, compliments, it's almost always going smoothly, but it's not the fault of the charter companies because they're watching me already from Eastern, but it's like a lot of changes there. So and also this year, of course, everybody has the same problem to get good people in the bases. So people move and change. That's mostly what we have the most calls from. That people say, "Oh, I arrived early, or I cannot reach the base manager, or I have my anchor is stuck. I don't know what to do." And we have a special team which gives the answers, the easy answers, like, okay, maybe you have to put on the switch, or you have the fuse, or whatever. Most charter companies don't even know this because they never get these questions because they call us, because we are reachable 24 hours, even middle of the night, somebody's answering the phone. So we try to give a good customer journey with this. And if we can't help the client, then we try to contact the charter company.
Thank you, Anne. Alex, we have a question from you. No. I mean, we just click, yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex from Selmi Charter Ibiza at Tenerife. First of all, we like all our partners, so we love to work with you guys and agencies. It's everything. It's okay. We are happy to work with everybody. But we are talking here about the market problems. So I want to tell you something from some information from charter company. For example, in 2018, we paid for Oceanis 46.1, it's a bot model, about 250,000 euro for new from shipyard. This year, we pay for the same model 360 euro from shipyard. So you can compare just for 4 years, we pay 110,000 more for the same, absolutely the same boat. Also, the same happens with marinas prices. I don't want to cry now how many we pay for marina. Everybody knows about this. But it's just point to think, because we start as charter companies, spend much more money to keep service level, maintenance, everything, but we spend more. Prices of charter goes up, rising up every year like too much. Yachting becoming now like luxury again, because it's like more expensive every year. But charter agencies receive this 20%, so every year do the same work, but prices go up, so amount of commission goes up also. I don't want to push somebody to make commissions low, but this is point to think what can we do for each other, because we spend much more, we cannot raise prices like too much, but maybe agencies can, or MMK can create some idea, because we try to save this market.
What I see here is that everyone is increasing prices except MMK, so you gave me an idea, thanks a lot.
We don't want to become again like
Yeah,
luxury. We want to be accessible for everybody, for normal people who can book boat for family and go there. But we cannot sell boats like a super yacht or mega yacht price. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have another question here from Turkey, or comment.
Question.
Hi, this is Pinar from Moss Sailing in Turkey. In terms of preparing the customers, your customers who will come and visit us, what can fleet operators do to help you?
I think the best is the basic information is already a starting point, because a lot of things they send us like very late information. So base manager, oh sorry, it changed his phone number is not working anymore. And then the client tried already 5 times and he got a different person who was just fired or something like that. So the basic information is the most important information, I think. About groceries and stuff, okay, that's always nice to know, but The client wants as soon as possible to be in your base, to see the boat, and to be talked to. So, yeah. And about the cost, we have the same problem. So I have to give my personnel also a 20% raise. So costs are also for agents are increasing, like the AdWords cost. Everything is, I think it's for everybody's growing. If I go to the supermarket, everything is getting more expensive. So eventually we are at the same problem. Maybe our costs are increasing a little bit less, but for example, I was on Annapolis Boat Show. I saw Lagoon 46. Asking price was $960,000. Yeah. So I think the shipyards are also making a lot of money, but they also have the same problem because they also need to pay their people higher incomes and higher spare parts and stuff. So I don't think the problems are differently from each other. Yeah.
We have a question from online.
We have
Take your time, we will increase prices anyway.
Maybe I could comment, Martina, maybe I could comment a little bit on the pricing, because I had a very cool discussion earlier today. I don't think we are too expensive, and I don't think that we do, I actually believe we do have a lot of space to grow our prices. What we have to make sure is that we offer a great quality of service and educate the customer what exactly he or she pays. What does it mean? It means when you book a hotel room, it's very easy for you to understand how much do I pay for the room. If you book a boat, which consists of 4 or 5 cabins, and there are, let's say, 10 people over there, it's the customer usually doesn't do the maths to understand how much do I pay for me per night. Because when you do that kind of maths, you realize as a customer, oh, that doesn't sound too expensive. Because we do this kind of exercise with our customers, and then mainly we do them. There's the moment that we have to offer an alternative, which potentially might be instead of 10,000, 11,000, and they tell us that's too expensive. Like, no. And then you try to explain that it's 1,000 euros extra for 8 people for a week, and then the daily rate goes to what, $50 or something like that. It's how we present the pricing to the customer will also help us to increase the prices we offer, and at the end help us also improve our services and also cover any kind of inflation challenges we face nowadays.
Thank you. Nadia, now you can answer ask the question.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, now I have several comments, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The first one is Judith from Oryx Yachting that says there must be a difference of proper agency and online platforms. Then I will continue.
There is, I will answer on this because it would take too long. So every one of them has its own advantages. Online agency will bring you an instant booking without emails, phone calls, etc., etc. Standard agency, some of them, God bless you, will also bring you direct booking with not so many hassle, but maybe it will take longer. Online agencies maybe will accept online payments, which will then make your payment faster, maybe, or not, I don't know. The traditional ones, maybe it would take longer, but it really depends. Both of them should act the same. Prepare the guest for the charter, and that's it. It doesn't matter if you booked on the boat show, in your kitchen, or online while, I don't know, sailing. What do you think, Goran?
Yeah, there's again one example. In 2015, in Croatia, we had 2,200 boats, I think, in charter, somewhere around that. Let's say 2,000. Each boat has 20 weeks, so it's like 40,000 weeks. And you had 40,000 sailors around the world. That's not a problem. But in the next 5 years, the number grew to 5,000. Yeah. It's a 100,000 bookings. So we had to create 60,000 bookings with 8 people on board, we had to find 500,000 new clients. You cannot do this old way. You cannot do this on Excel. You know, you cannot do this with fax machines. So platforms, actually startups, was a necessity for charter business. No matter how we see it now. Now is actually a stable time. There are no new startups working on decreasing the prices, and so it's more or less stable.
Yeah.
But we had to find, just in Croatia, I'm talking about Croatia, we had to find 500,000 new clients. And we found them. Croatia is full, Greece is full, Turkey is full sometimes, depending on the government and everything else. But the numbers are crazy. You had to find 500,000 people who want to go sailing.
Nadia,
Old ways did not work.
of course,
You cannot do this in 5 years.
of course.
I first have the reply from Judith to this conversation, and then I have a comment from Jackie. Judith says it doesn't matter because online platforms do not do the same job as other agencies. And I will also read the comment about from Jackie. Jackie says that there should be a difference in commission between online platforms and real agencies, but she adds that she respects the fact that fleet operators have the power to increase or lower the commission depending on the performance of the agent. So it's a both-way
Or
relationship.
depending on anything. Every charter operator can decide how much commission will he give to each agent, or will he work with online or not. So it's a matter of choice. Ioannis, what do you think?
I mean, first of all, an offline agency and online agency, they can peacefully coexist. They're coexisting in other travel segments for decades. On the commissions, I would rather say not in the performance, but as mentioned before, on the quality of services. Performance comes. You can have potentially with XYZ agency this year, great summer, and next summer, potentially not. Without changing, nothing can happen. What matters is the quality, and that's what you guys offer with a commission, and actually that's why we also try to make it worth the so-called win-win. It's a bit longer discussion for the future, how they will evolve, the offline and the online agencies. I see products, for example, that more offline agencies they will promote, such as packages, such as experiences, more advanced. I mean, you've seen it also right now, right? The classic mom and pop agency that used to book flight tickets, direct flight tickets and hotels, they transform to big tours, all-inclusive tours, la la la. Potentially, we might see the same things happening to our industry, and then the online more focusing on direct bookings, on the individual, book the boat, and then the customer follows a different journey.
Thank you. No more questions? Okay. We continue to the next topic, which is correlated to this. We all talk about online booking. Is it really happening? So boat is not a hotel. So in a hotel, I come, I see the room, I see double standard sea view, and I book it. And there are hundreds of those the same in one hotel. Yacht is different. Every yacht is different. Bavaria 46 with you and Bavaria 46 with me is completely different, maybe. Is it really happening? Like, is it a future or is it a myth? Can it happen? Do you believe that really in 10 years, for example, 5, there will be more people that are coming online, booking, paying, and that's it? Or we will always struggle with phones, with emails, with conversations, etc. Maybe, yeah, however, maybe Anna can start, okay?
Yeah, for us it's a reality. It's still a percentage of bookings. So, but in the last few years it was like increasing 10 to 20%.
Okay.
So now it's actually we don't have a day without any online booking. So there's always one day a new client who booked fully online from 4,000 to 18,000 euros. We didn't know the person. He just books, paid, and has no questions. Except, of course, the questions arrive when the check-in starts, and but it's working slowly. But it's not like a hotel that we have 20 or 100 bookings a day online. I hope so, but it's not. That's not reality. But it's not a myth.
Okay.
I mean, it's absolutely the future. It's very simple. Let's forget us. I will call it, we're almost done, right? Let's take our children. They know they are completely digital. So if we talk to our children about offline processes, not only booking a boat or a hotel, they will tell you, what the heck is that, right? They are ordering and they are buying everything online. So our destiny is online, just because the new generation will dictate it. Now, how to do it? I think that is also one of our topics afterwards. We have to standardize a little bit the industry. We have to make sure we are all using the same language, that we don't have 5 different definitions of a standard bundle, right? We have to start offering a pricing that covers everything. What we face is that one of the most cases we have is that you have a customer who requests a boat, you send them the quote, and they book it straight away. And then you ask why you didn't do it by yourself. Because I'm afraid of hidden costs. And that's education that's missing, and that's also the lack of the pricing, because we only price we mainly price the boat, but we don't mention anywhere in the quote that this needs to be paid as well. This needs to be paid, and let's also kind of agree. A lot of payments in the base, they're a little bit weird, especially when it comes the payment on the skipper or some extra. Some of them are cash, some of them are credit card, yeah. Future is online. To make it so, we're talking a bit, standardization is a key element of success.
Yes, I agree, the future is online. But what was the actual problem in the last few years? The problem is that all type agencies prepared the client, gave them an offer, answered all their questions, and then the same client goes online and books online the cheaper boat. Same boat, but with a cheaper price. That was actually the main problem in the last 5 or 6 years. And that is the problem why we are sitting here and discussing platforms and bookings. The problem with the platforms were actually the price. Because all the work with the preparing the client was actually done behind the back by the old agency. And the client finds the same boat for cheaper price and clicks book now. Somebody has to do the work. Somebody has to answer all the questions. It's just a matter who will do it.
Okay, we have a question from online. Nadia?
Maybe to add something very quick. We call our product a complex product, right?
Yes.
What is more complex nowadays than the banking system worldwide? And we can literally grab a loan by clicking 3 or 4 buttons. So if they manage to do it, I'm sure we can also do it, right? It's all about answering the question how that can happen.
If I may say something, it's not online. It's part of the online booking, but also part of the question before. When you say 15% commission, there has to be understanding. It's not a 15% commission. You have in Croatia 13% VAT, so basically net commission is around 13.7, 8, 9. Yes, and then again, you have one more problem. Clients who pay with credit cards. The most expensive credit card is actually the one coming from outside of EU, where we pay business card that comes outside of the European Union. We as an agency pay 2.5% on total price of the boat, not only on our commission, total price of the boat. So it actually lowers our commission, let's say 10%. So basically it's not 15%. We have to have credit cards because we are an agency. Most of the charter companies don't even accept credit cards.
Yeah, for online.
So on 15% commission, we actually have 10% commission. And that is something that we don't talk about. That is something that charters don't know. They say, listen, they have 15%. And catamaran's price is 10,000 euro, that's 1,500 euro. No, it's not. I mean, it's much, much lower. Not saying about additional discounts,
Yeah.
just the cost of the booking with the full price, with the full commission. You lost 5%.
Okay. Nadia? Anne. Tell me.
Sorry. Also about the credit cards, which a lot of people don't forget about it, because if we, as an agent, get a chargeback, if, for example, if the charter company has the client has a complaint with the charter company, the chargeback goes to us. So the full amount is from our bank account, and then mostly the client wins. If he uses American Express card, you're sorry for my words, but you're fucked, because you lose your money, because or it will take you months to get your money back. If it's a booking of 2,000 euros, okay, we can cover it. If you just booked the highest booking ever of 60,000 euros, which covers by American Express, then you lose 60,000 euros with a boat, which maybe the commission was 6,000. So you have to make at least 50 or 100 bookings to fix this 60K. Because we had it about cost, and this is our risk. So it's, yeah.
Nadia?
I actually have two comments. One is on what Ioannis said from Patricia from Anuris. Not agree, Ioannis. There will always be a segment of clients who book directly and clients that want local agent. And that agent can work online as we do now already with MMK, for example.
That's definitely true. I think that always, maybe not always, but in near future, definitely people will still, some portion of people, especially the older one, etc., will prefer the contact, physical contact, personal approach, right?
I mean, I said before also that they will always be there and they will always peacefully coexist. I mean, what I wanted to mention is that the new generations that are coming, the new customers that we will have over the next decade or decades, are purely online designed human beings.
Second one?
I have a second comment on what Goran said from Jackie. Great, Goran, there should be an agreement on not cutting commission.
No, we just realized that we need to increase it because of the bank costs and everything, so no worries.
No, can I say something? No, it's not a problem of increasing it, but it's a problem of decreasing it.
Yeah.
Because you have to talk to us. Charter companies need to talk to us
Yeah,
because we have expenses that they don't think about.
No.
And I was saying just in Croatia because VAT is 13%. And in Greece it's 24%. Yes, Italy is 22%, I think. So our commission is basically lower than you think.
Yeah. No, when they calculate, it's like, what do you have? A computer, a website, and one man, and that's it.
And the people
And
working 24/7
Yes,
to
yeah,
answer
yeah,
the questions about the button on the ramp.
Yeah. To the man. Nadia?
I have an answer from Patricia to Ioannis again. Problem is some see it as a product, and luckily some realize it is a client vacation paid with money that they worked hard for. So it all comes down to trust and reliability. Online direct will always be a risk.
Definitely, right. You agree?
No.
No?
I mean, hold on.
Stay tuned.
How many in this group book a flight to come? How many of you did it offline? Did you trust the company you booked?
Nah.
Some of you didn't you know the name of the company? If you go to Skyscanner, sometimes you see some weird names, but they are a little bit better rates, right? Do you still book them?
Yes.
Sometimes we kind of agree to disagree. Thanks a lot, Patricia. Hi.
Thank you. Do we have any other comments, questions? Yes, Nadia?
I have now an answer from Jackie. So Goran. It seems there is quite a ping pong going here. Jackie says there should be an agreement not to lowering prices. And she said, I meant cutting commission on the online.
Okay. Take your time.
That's not an easy question. Let's put it honestly. You cannot stop progression. You cannot stop startups. You cannot stop the financial world entering the yachting business. So that is something nobody can influence. You, as a charter company, yeah, we had some discussions where the charter company said, yeah, we will forbid the clients to cut their commission. But you cannot do it actually, because the agency, we work as a tour operator, and you have to sell them boat by the net price. And they can cut everything. So you are not the one in control, because you have a net price, and on top of the net price, you have commission. Okay? So basically, is it 15% or 20%? That doesn't matter in total. But you cannot influence anything on the other side. You can talk to the old agent and say, listen, you cannot do that. And the old agent will say, yeah, I understand, okay, I will not do it anymore. But who will you find in a startup, in a platform, in investors? They have 15, 20 investors behind them, and they're pushing and so on. So it's really complex question to answer.
Nadia again?
Ioannis, you're as usual troubling people. Let me comment. This is a personal comment. I have reaction from both Jackie and Patricia.
Oh my God. Girl power.
Even if they're not here, they're quite present.
They're not here, but what's wrong with you guys? You're here.
They say that it's not the same, and a yacht is not a flight, but we should leave you in your digital world.
Thank you.
Okay.
Even though, a disclaimer, I'm an offline guy. So.
Okay, we are moving to the next topic. No, we are not. Okay.
This time is from Judith from Oryx. She says, I think there is a misunderstanding. We have agency with people. They know everything about charter, and they know, and then you have online platforms where people don't even know what they sell, and there must be a difference in the commission. Sorry, we went back in
Okay. I mean, it's fair enough.
No, I agree this.
No, I agree.
Also agree. Yeah, we all agree with this.
Yeah, we agree.
But we have to differentiate because the charter company says we will do commission on number of bookings, or we will do commission on the revenue we have from the agency. But that's wrong.
Yeah.
You should think about all the agencies you work with, and you should say for yourself, okay, this agency is online, I always have problem with this agency. Call them and say, listen, these are the problems.
Yeah, let's discuss.
And I will lower your commission, or let's discuss what is going on. So it's not a general rule to lower the commission for everyone.
Definitely. Okay, I'm moving to next topic. I don't accept any questions anymore on this topic because we will stay here until tomorrow. Next topic is really close to the previous one, and it's standardization. So we see in the flight industry, in hotel industry, in rental car industry, etc., there are some standards. You have 4-star hotels, 5-star hotels. You have low-budget flights. You have Lufthansa and others. In yacht charter, there are no standards. There is ISO standard. We have Frank who is trying to push it with Anchored, etc. But there are no standards like in general. Do you think that it's possible to standardize the yacht charter? I mean, I think it's a necessity, but is it possible? Can that happen? What do you think?
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a necessity, but to be honest, I think the market is still premature, not professional enough to. And I think most of the charter companies don't really care because they're doing the best they can and they're good at it or not good at it. And there's too little companies. For example, hotels, you have hundreds, thousands of hotels, so it's more easy to standardize. The market is bigger, but I wouldn't know who could do it. If he's trying, good luck, but it would be very difficult.
Okay, Ioannis, what do you think?
I think it's possible, all right? But as we say, the world has not been built in a day. And our industry have seen a great growth over the last couple of years, and we've seen even a spike of the amount of boats. I mean, I know in Greece, with some programs, we've seen even doubling up of fleets within few years. So what's going to happen is that now we some sort need to, you know, when it's like a company grows very aggressive, and then obviously there is a lot of inefficiency happening there and a lot of processes and standardizations missing, and then at some point you start building them, and that's what we will do, right? And we have to do it because it's not only a way, not actually, by doing this, it will enable us to reach the broader audience of travelers. I mentioned it also last year. Our focus are not the sailors. If that's the case, let me know, I go home. Yeah? Our focus is the 1 trillion business of travel industry. And by standardizing the way we operate, the way we offer our boats, the way we do pricing, and etc., that will unlock us more opportunities, more customers. Yeah?
Okay.
My opinion is that there are actually 2 questions here, or 2 answers. So you have a set of rules for clients standardization, charter standardization of their service, but we all have problems with business-to-business part of the working with the charter companies. That is something that can be changed tomorrow. What I'm talking about, listen. You have a few examples. During the corona, you all had like 25, 50% payments 30 days, 45 days, 60 days before the charter and so on. We as an agency, we cannot follow that. No matter you think that that's a good thing to have 60 days. For example, you think that it's a good thing to have a second payment 60 days before the charter. Yeah, but you are just one charter among 950 charters. So 949 charters say 30 days, you say 60 days. We put a contract, we cannot follow everyone, so we put in a contract 45 days. Why? Because it's normal. We get the payment 45 days before, we have 15 days to pay you the second payment. If you put 60 days, then we have a big problem. Because if anything happens in that 15 days or 30 days, you will say you are you can sue us or you can ask for the second payment. And that's not normal. So when you do that kind of stuff, please check with the system, check with the agencies what is good for you, not for us. We don't care. We will not work with you, or we will have to have a special note when you work with this charter, please be careful of this. But at business to business, some rules has to be standardized. That's one of them, just one of them. The second one is actually moving outside of the box. We had also have one example in Croatia where charter company says like for 1 week charter we have one price of the transit log. For 2 week charter we charge 50 euro more for transit log. But there is no way in MMK or other booking systems to do this.
We call them other MMKs.
Other MMKs. There is no way to do this technically. So each agency has a problem with you. 5,000 agents in the world have problem with you for this 50 euro. So each time you think that you have some new idea, please check if it can be done. Nothing else, if it can be done. And not cause problems for the agencies outside.
Good. I was actually, yes, the question was actually referring to every possible standardization, so this is a great point. I was just asking myself, is it possible to see in a few years like 3-star yacht charter, 4-star, 5-star, not based on ratings, reviews, etc., but based on the service level?
In Croatia or any other country, I think the government needs to be involved with some kind of standardization. Other than that, we don't have the third party that can quality do inspection and everything. And also, if the base manager changes, mechanic changes this year, The 5-star charter company next year becomes 1-star charter company. Let's be honest. Charter bays are actually people working there. Not the boats, not the owners, not anything, people working there.
Frank, do you want to join the discussion? Since you are working hard on this standardization, what do you think? Press it.
Hello, is that right? Okay. Yeah, it's a big topic and something that I've sort of taken the mantle on myself to try and share and spread amongst charter companies. Because my experience as a operations manager and for a charter company, charter agency, is there were no standards. The only standards that were in the company that I was working for were the ones that I made. And then I was employed to write the standards for a very large charter company, one of the biggest, because there was nothing, absolutely nothing in place as standards from base to base worldwide. So this is the mantle that I took on to do this. Then we discovered the ISO standards, the ISO 2410 bareboat charter standards that are in place, that are not mandatory. And these are the standards that I try to share, and I'm happy to share as a service. It's not enforceable, it's not mandatory, but some charter companies really, really respect this, and they say this is it's a great help for us, and there's a promotion if you use this by having an anchor mark on MMK or having an anchor mark on your website to use this. And it is a minimum basic standard of safety. And it's really based on safety for the charter guest and safety for the boat. And that's the fundamental part of it. The message that I send out to all of the charter companies I work with, it's about customer service. That's the standard that you're looking for. You know, you cannot replace a check-in on a boat with an automated system. The best system is a man-to-man, person-to-person. It's customer service that will rise that company, and it will increase the standard. This is really the only standard. At the moment, some companies really like it, they really use it, and it's very interesting, particularly the startups who have very little knowledge about how the charter industry is working, and they have an ISO standard as a basic to work from. We give them a manager's procedural handbook to work with. It gives them the basic minimum standards of how they can run a manager base, from check-in to check-out to making insurance claims. And they really appreciate it, and it works. To get to another level, then they have to be audited. For me, the question really is, the ISO standards that have been written in 2017 are already out of date, because the charter industry is moving at such a fast pace. So the message that I'm sending out, saying this is a simple standard we should all follow, we should all understand, and if you're within the charter industry, you should agree to. But how much, how far should it go? It needs improving, it needs to be changed. Maybe it needs, you know, a group like this to take it to the next level, because it really only focuses on the safety standards and customer, looking after the customer's interest and the consumer. That's what it's focused on. Is the consumer protected within these standards? And yes, they are. And that's really the only message that we send out. But we need to go to another level. And that's what charter agencies and charter companies really need to look at. How do you get to that next level?
Thank you. I have a comment from online. Tell me.
We have two comments. The first one is referring to what you said, that we need a 3, 4, 5-star system. And is from Judith that says, "Dear Martina, this was done by another MMK."
No, we know it was done by Yacht 20 years ago, 15 or whatever, but this was paid. So you paid, you as a charter company, you could buy 3 stars, 4 stars, and then they would check. But they are not independent, and since you pay it, it's not objective.
And I have another comment on what Frank was doing, or the general conversation from Marco from Cagliari Sailing Charter. And he says, "I don't understand this reasoning. Human resources can change in any industry, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible to certify the quality of the service as in hotels, for example, with an average of the age of the boats and the extras offered, etc., etc. The problem is who has to certify it. And he says MMK could maybe make it.
With these low prices, no. But no, it's not just about the age of the boat. You have a prehistoric hotel with 5 stars. It's not the age, it's the service that matters, right? What did you want to say, Goran?
Yes, the things I talked about before. So
Yep.
the age of the boat is not important, but
Definitely.
the maintenance.
Yes.
One thing that I have to say that the problem is when you change the people on the reception. 1 year you had smiling people that were greeting the customers. It's much easier to deal with the claims and everything else when you have a smiling people on the other side, yes? And this can change in a matter of 1 month or 1 year. So basically, it's really hard to set any kind of standard. And the point is that bigger fleet operators will always have a problem because they need to have protocols, they need to have standards, they need to... This is the opportunity for the small fleet operators because you can naturally offer a better customer care. We are not talking about the quality of boats and anything else. We are talking
The
about
service,
the
the
service.
customers,
Yeah. So this is really opportunity for the smaller fleets.
I mean, here we shouldn't be confused a little bit, right? So one is the star standardization. A hotel is a 4-star, 5-star, 3-star, whatever. And the second thing is the reviews. So it can be a 5-star hotel with horrible reviews and a 1-star hotel with excellent
The
reviews.
hotel rating system is
Yes.
what we are talking about now.
So the
Standard stars.
The star system, even in a hotel, are specific stuff that needs to be there. Minimum amount of rooms, air condition,
Yeah, but
breakfast,
it's different
la, la, la.
per country to country, right?
No, it's global, the same thing.
No, it's not actually.
I think
It's not in Eastern countries. 5-star hotel is not the same as in Croatia.
Yeah.
5-star hotel.
If anyone knows, Clara knows. She works in hospitality industry, but it's not the same.
I will pass, but as far as I know, at least to markets that I worked in, was always the same, more or less. Anyway, I think we have an opportunity here to create these stars rating on the charters. We can say that a charter with a minimum amount of boats and certified technicians, certified skippers, that was also what has been discussed yesterday, age of boats, you know, some basic stuff that at the end can create an MVP, a very basic scheme which we can test it, we can see how the customers perceive it, do they like it, do they appreciate it, and then we can take it from there.
Nadia?
I have an answer for you from Judith that says that they paid, but they also have that they paid and that they had to fulfill. They came to the base and check. They had to make manuals and they had to ensure space for luggage. We had to have a system in at the check-in. And that to get 5 stars it was such a huge job. They spent 1 year to get it.
Thank you, Judith. Okay. We continue to the next topic, the final topic, options. Options. So when I started working Yacht Charter, I was like, what's an option? It's a reservation, but it's not a reservation. It's a reservation without obligation, but nobody else can book, but you don't have it, but you don't have to pay. We don't have that in other hospitality industries, right? Where do we have it? We don't have it in hotels. We do, but like you book it and that's it.
Yeah, you have it also with flight tickets.
Flight tickets?
For example, if you go to a KLM website, you can have a permanent price for 24 hours, I think, or 30 hours. You pay.
Yes, if you pay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pay for it.
You have to pay for it. In your charter, this is normal, like option, 7 days, etc. Is it really a necessity, or can we get rid of them? Is it something that we need? Is it something that would be okay to remove? Is it possible? Am I a dreamer?
Personally, I think after 2 last-minute seasons in July, we had all 30 options on one
Yes.
boat. So this was horrible stupid, because some people even lose the bookings because somebody was keeping the option, and then lately the client took another boat. So I think, for example, in last minute, you should stop using options, or maybe an hour or something, or just don't do it. If you have a payment, it's booking. Maybe it's for traditional agents, it's a little bit difficult because you are waiting for the bank transfer, you want to check, but you could change it to work with Stripe or any other easygoing gateways where you can get your money fast, and you can confirm to the charter company, okay, the money is in my bank account, you have it tomorrow. Because, for example, we have sometimes last-minute bookings on Saturday morning, and the client takes the plane and he checks in Saturday, so the charter company has to have faith in us that we really give him the money. So we give him a statement, and sometimes the money arrives if you have, depends on which bank account you use.
I mean, they can always agree with the guest that the deposit, if you don't pay, they
Yeah,
keep, etc.
yeah,
But it's a hassle.
yeah, okay, but the client already paid, so
Yeah.
he doesn't want to pay
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
times. It doesn't feel right. But I even think it will help us to get sooner bookings, because people like to book something which is, I don't know the good words in English now, which is rare. So if it's not rare, they say, oh, I can wait, I don't have to book it now, because
It prolongs the process.
yeah, you can keep using options if you have a big group for a regatta or flotilla, if they need 20 boats in there with a group. Okay, that's particular, but it's not normal to wait 2 weeks to get a boat booked. That's my opinion. So.
Okay, Ioannis.
I agree to a large extent with anything you said. As long as we have an offline way of making bookings, options should be there, for sure, right? In an online world, when a customer can book directly, the option is completely redundant. In general, I am in a favor of options whenever we go in products as a regatta, or if we move our offerings to wholesalers. I had a light discussion on that topic yesterday, where in the beginning of the season, someone wants to pre-book a couple of XYZ amount of boats for the full season. That takes a bit of a time, so you can use the option there. Option exists also in hotellerie. Yeah, that's where the wholesalers, it's their way to make the reservation. So the answer from my point of view, we shouldn't get rid of them, but we should rather use them for other activities rather than direct one-to-one bookings.
Okay.
I think the biggest problem was actually the last-minute booking for the last 2 seasons, yes.
Yeah.
You need to have the options still. When the number of bookings done online goes over, let's say, 50% or 60% of the entire market, you can get rid of the options. But until then, and it depends of the standardization, it depends of all of the topics we talked before.
Yeah.
Until then, you have to have options. Last minute can be dealt in many ways. So you can say, okay, each agency, you can have 3 options. 3 options on waiting. One is primary and 2 on waiting. And then you say, okay, this one is 12 hours or 6 hours or 2 hours. Or, what is even better, pick up the phone and call the agency and ask them, listen, do you need this option? I have another client who confirmed to me. If you cannot reach an agency in 2 hours, that's my guarantee. If you cannot reach an agency through the email or through the phone call during the 2 hours, you can cancel the option, because that's not serious agency. You can reach agent 24/7. Let's say 24/7, but during the day, if you cannot reach an agency, cut the option off.
Nadia, we have a question?
We have a question from Matthias from Irish Yacht Charter. He asked, is it possible to introduce paid option MMK in order to avoid misuse of option? Good quote-unquote agencies we would give a budget for free options, but some agencies simply block too many boats.
Okay, every charter company, I'm not sure I understood correctly, but every charter company has a right to set up the maximum number of concurrent options. So if you have an annoying
Even for each agency, I
yes,
think.
yes, if you have an annoying
Yeah.
agent who does 20 options a day per boat, you can block it. You can say one option at a time is maximum and you solve the issue. Josipa, can we have a microphone? Clement, did you want to ask something? No, okay, no need. Anne?
One option for maximizing options on one agent, I don't think it's an option because you have small agents who work alone. They can, for them, 3 options is a lot. But if you have like 5 people on sales working for you, and they can only take 3 options of one company, I don't think it's working. So
It really depends. Yeah, it varies
yeah,
from a
if we
company
have
to
5
company.
logins and every salesperson is responsible for a certain part, and he can only take 3 options, so he cannot do his job.
Do we have any comments from the audience? Do you think that we will ever get rid of options?
Didn't options arise a long time ago because we just didn't have the fast communication that we have right now? So in that sense, in my opinion, it would make sense that we see them decreasing indeed, or maybe something like you said with what KLM is doing, a paid option if you really want to fix a price, but I think that's a different situation. To me, it makes sense that options is something, decreasing with time.
Okay. Alex?
Again, I hear your propose if a charter company cannot reach agency during, for example, 2 hours or some quantity of hours, we can cut it. You think so. But I think here works a little bit another rules because AM1K manages the market inside the system. And what AM1K will think about this if
we will cut you then. No, you cannot cut.
Yes,
I
cannot cut.
Yes.
So I hear the sentence that, okay, let's cut it.
No,
but I
it's
cannot
not.
do this.
Yeah.
No, the cut it was just meaning finding a way to do this. It was
you cannot
actually
just
you can
delete
cut
the
it.
option that is valid, of
but
course.
we have one example. Let's say one example from this summer. We had the second option on one of the motorboats, nothing big. And we also had prepared the second boat for the client, but we wanted to book this one. And we called the charter company and we said, like, listen, we will take this boat if you can find out what is with this option, because it lasted for like 4 days in last minute.
Yep.
And they were trying and trying and trying to reach an agency to ask them what to do. And in the end, it was a week before charter, so it was during the week. And in the end, we had to book another boat for the client because our client was waiting. There were no more boats available. We had to book another boat. And actually, the charter company wanted to be fair and lost the booking. It didn't manage to book the boat.
We have the situation also sometimes, so it's a big problem. But I cannot just cut because the option is your right. It's your right to take both. And while you have the option, you can.
As I explained, it's not actually that drastic, not cut it, but to find some kind of way.
But
to talk to make them shorter.
It's not always possible. Actually, when you call through some big agencies, like network agency, like big website, it's really too difficult to.
Yes, but let's return. You need to have, as I said before, we like to have a person with a first name and last name responsible in charter company.
Yep.
Say the same for the agency. Agency needs to have first name and last name responsible for the options. Because we are not selling hotels room, there is no 1,000 bookings per day.
Yep.
I mean, the biggest agency does 20 bookings per day, 30 bookings per day in normal season, standard season. So basically 20, 30, 50 bookings. So you can have one person that can reach you, that you can reach actually.
Definitely. Nadia?
We have a comment from Patricia from Anuras. She says, depends on the reason for the option. If the client requests, for example, need to check with friends or family who join, I feel it's justified. If it's only for the agent to block other agent, is not good practice.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Pinar?
we're very new in this, so we're experimenting and learning. I see options. I don't think it's a problem that they exist because we treat them differently in different seasons. Like for now, there are a lot of option activity for next year.
Yeah.
And I don't worry if there's an option and it disappears next day.
Yeah.
But when it's season, or at least it's a period that's really getting a lot of activity, then I get active in talking. It's an opportunity to talk to the agent,
Yes,
to call them more often.
Yeah.
But now for next June or next July,
Yeah.
it comes and it goes, and agents are trying to find the best dates
Yeah, you
for
still
the
all
customers.
have time.
It's playtime, so we don't worry. But
Yeah.
when it's busy times, then we are more active in
Then the option
communicating.
cannot last for 4 days. It should be
We
4
just
hours.
call them. I
Yeah,
think
the options in actually a pre-season, pre-booking season last for maybe even 20 days sometimes until all the people get together, and it's not a problem. We are talking about the last 3 or 4 months in the last minute when you have 15.
We need microphone with Nadia again. Maybe you should stay with Nadia.
I love you. Okay, so I have 2 comments. One is from Judith. She says, then you give the company with current option deadline, and then you give the agents a deadline of the option if it is last minute. And then I have Patricia, I will tell them all. I have Patricia, but in that case, you can contact the charter company to check if the option is for the same client.
Can you?
I agree. We actually talked about it, that it would be a good thing to maybe give just the last name of the client during the last minute bookings. But like this, it's impossible because every day we get 20 calls. Listen, do you need this option? Do you need this option? Do you need this? It's actually a big puzzle to book anything.
GDPR police will catch you.
No, because no,
I
GDPR
know.
is not a problem because we don't ask, we only give the last name of the client. We don't ask the charter company if that's the same client. You are responsible for the client.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's.
Any other comments, guys? Then I think it's time.
Just don't ask for the email. Just the last name is enough.
Yeah. Then I will thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, panelists, thank you, audience, and thank you, online audience. I wish you a great evening and successful summit till the end. Thanks.